Good evening, welcome back to the very Horde campaign. After 3 hours of relentless struggle against Muscovy, we broke that guy's kneecaps. As you can see, we have taken quite a chunk away from him, and even his loyal subject Yaroslav. I really went in the long haul to take that fort away from them. The fort is now no more, but it does belong to my ever-loyal vassal Ryazan, who... well, hopefully they take care of this land, but I'm sure it's going to revolt eventually. And looking around here, that unrest isn't looking too great. I left him with his capital occupied forever, so he has tons of war exhaustion. Sucks to be him, but I'll look after his revolts when the time comes. Financially, we're not looking so great. We're hemorrhaging money, we're completely out of manpower. We have to deal with Muscovite pretender rebels. In addition to that, we have to think what to do with the Timurids, who so easily absconded in times of trouble. We have Uzbek and Chagatai as an ally. However, Uzbek holds two provinces that we definitely need to take for ourselves to fulfill our goal, and our goal is to form the Golden Horde, my favourite nation in the game. So it was actually pretty exhausting fighting that war against Muscovy, and I have a few things that I need to consider right now. One is clean up the border gore. These provinces are far from necessary, but, well, in a gameplay way, but for my sanity, I must clean up this border gore galore. I have to consider what to do with Novgorod. I'm going to give it a bit of time because I'm certain Muscovy is in no position to be declaring war on them, but I might consider throwing a guarantee down on them. I'm not so sure. Lithuania still hates us, but thankfully they also still have an administrator in charge. And what land do they desire? Oh, look, our land. Thankfully they also desire Muscovy's land. And from the looks of things, yeah, it could go either way on that one. I like to think, however, that between tech, troops, and allies, I look a lot stronger than Muscovy. Hopefully if they're going to attack anybody, it's, well, not us. To the south we have the Osmanoglu. He's still in charge. There's been a lot of venerable people in this game. Karakiyunlu, they're one of our enemies. And I rival Hungary. I think that was to try and get Poland on our good side, which actually looks possible and would be a great way to stop Lithuania from declaring war on us. They have a good steady alliance network with Lithuania and Bohemia on their side, and Bohemia is going strong. However, I could see Austria ravaging them later on. Still not my problem if I get a good Polish alliance. The Teutons have allied Denmark, and that is something I should remember. I should really, really remember that. Because that's one way to interact with Denmark that does not involve blitzing Muscovy, although we did break those two up. You have sanity left, Jake? Considering that the war actually went well, yes I do. So what do I need to do? Well, we need to sort out our finances, and that means turning off those forts. I need to clean up this border gore pretty quickly because it's doing my head in. It was out of necessity, but I still feel bad for what I did. Kazan is allied with Timurids, which is a problem, except for the fact if Timurids didn't help me, I'm fairly confident they're not going to help Kazan. They're just in the middle of a debt spiral. Then there's Nagai, who presents a slightly bigger conundrum. How do I fight them when Chagatai is on their side? I exhausted Chagatai, but not to the point where Chagatai is going to abscond in that fight, so I need to find a way around that. I still want to eat it up, even though it's crap land. Like, really, 3 development provinces. Okay, one of them is 7, and one of them is 5. But still, for the most part, crap provinces. I just want it so the border gore isn't quite so pronounced. There's also the consideration of what to do around here. I don't really want to get up in the Ottomans' face, but I'd love to torch Georgia to the ground. Provinces ain't that bad. There's plenty of burning that could be done around there. Well, that is a consideration. Alright, well, let's get moving with what we should do, which is take care of these Nizhny Novgorod rebels. I could just let them siege the province and bugger off, but I'm not going to do that. I want that province back so I can start coring it, not to mention burning it as quickly as possible. So you guys are going to be in charge of killing them. Since you're still exiled, you can go that way. And I want the rest of my troops to head over here, I guess? Yeah, we need to smack down on Kazan pretty quickly. That is my dream. Jake, do you think it's possible to world conquest in vanilla EU4? What do you mean by vanilla? My answer is yes anyway, because I've done that. I need to think about a rival. Karak Yunlu is very tempting, and this not enough rivals is drinking into my power projection. But since I need to fight Uzbek at some point, rivaling them is extremely tempting. That's difficult, isn't it? I mean, the immediate concern would be, yes, rival Karak Yunlu. I'm bound to fight them eventually. They are allied with the Uzbeks. But would fighting them wouldn't right now involve them, but I could always fight Shirvan to fight Karak Yunlu without Uzbek. I could have a phony war going on here whilst I slaughter the Uzbek. Okay, in the short-term interest, we are going to rival QQ, unless they have another ally that I deeply care about. I do not. So QQ, you're on my list, and boom, our power projection shoots right up. That's excellent. It's one of a many excellent things. Uzbek may ally your enemies if you rival them. This is a good point, and I'm certainly glad I did not rival them. Okay, let's actually try doing something. Oh, no, I've got to pause immediately because things are going on. Why would these guys instantly do that? Probably because their liberty desire is through the roof. Long may these guys get support and fight against Muscovy. They don't hold land that I need. Worst case scenario, I guess, would be Rostov breaks free and takes Tver. Because I don't have a border with them, I wouldn't be able to fight them over it, but hey-ho, what you gonna do? I feel like there's something I should... Yes, this looming disaster. Also, this high war exhaustion I've got, I actually want that to not be there to make my life easier. I would love to increase my stability as well. Probably should have done that before time, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because I don't want to be dealing with tons of revolts and stuff here. And yes, this disaster, I gotta take care of that, it's looking nasty. These guys have way too much control over my country, and that's making this disaster grow much faster than I want it to. It's going to start in a couple of years, less than that in fact. So there must be somewhere with tribes that I can pull them away from, such that their control will go down enough. That's not going to make anybody very happy, but it does tank their influence quite a lot. There we go, and that autonomy reduction is pretty sweet in its own way. They're not too unhappy, but they're kind of unhappy. That's unfortunate, because now they control less land than they desire. And if that thing goes down, which it is going to go down quite a bit, then they're going to be super unhappy as well. That's a damn shame. I wonder if I could give them some really small, crappy piece of land that will make them have enough influence, but also take have them get enough control, and yet have their influence not be too awful. Do I have a 111 fully cored province? Sadly, all this land is prime real estate for the Golden Horde, so it's not happening. Oh well, you really can't afford to have unhappy tribes, but this is quite an issue. 71 is when that tribal leader's free goes away. Ah well, we'll write it out for a wee bit. So you guys are getting into position, and I just want to fight Kazan as quickly as possible. Does Genoa have Renaissance? Could take them out for getting Renaissance easier. It's very, very slowly spreading to my provinces. I would like it to spread faster, but not to the point where I'm going to pay extra. I could take them out, but that would also mean fighting a whole load of people that I'm in no position to fight, and I doubt they'll listen to me threatening war. Which did give me a sudden thought there. Am I any further to getting some new tributaries? Two people would like to. Georgia's out of the question. Or are they? Trebizond are certainly out of the question, but Georgia? The Ottomans want their land, but doesn't seem to want their land. It couldn't hurt to have a bit of extra everything coming in, so sure. Even Rostov is breaking away, that's good times. I could get 1 point off of you, 6 ducats, but I really need the manpower right now, so give that to me. And I should probably improve relations with you so that I can do more horrible things, because, yeah, I would like to demand more tribute from you in the future. So we'll improve relations with them shortly. For now, though, deal with those rebels. And, oh dear. Uzbek are not so happy about me rivaling their good friend. I could marry them, but remember, I want to stab Uzbek in the back here. Perhaps that was not a wise thing to do. My ruler is kind of young. I'm really kind of interested in maintaining this alliance with them, so I'm going to get that. And good, they still want to be my friend. Excellent. A clever ploy by the Great Horde. Although, thinking about the short term maybe didn't help me out too much there. Oh man, everybody's just phoning it in when it comes to Muscovy. Balanced leader? I don't think so. Well, damn, for once it shows up. And they're supporting Yaroslav? This is just excellent. Oh, and the Pretender Rebs decided to go away. Well, that's kind of nice for me as well. This land is devastated, but I'd still rather not pay for this castle just to keep it undevastated. So I'm going to get rid of it. I really do not want to have to fight on these kinds of provinces at all. So goodbye castle. Goodbye everything to do with the province itself. Crunch. And we're going to core it up because that's how we roll around here. Is it its own area? Of course it is. So yeah, just going to core that up, expensive though it may be. And get into position to crush Kazan. Because that's how we roll around here. Not a big fan of that river crossing there. Ah, what the hell, I'm gonna crush them anyway. Why worry about the small stuff? These guys won't know what hit them. I mean, I can tell them what's gonna hit them. Novgorod apparently likes to dice with danger. They sent Livonian Order an insult. The main thing is I don't want Muscovy attacking Novgorod. But Muscovy has enough problems. They won't be declaring war anytime soon, and I'm not giving them military access come hell or high water. Okay, I'm going to scrunch all you guys together. There's a lot of low manpower people that need to just sod off, look after themselves in the near future. How about all you guys? You can worry about yourselves. We're still paying all our units, so that's okay. Jake, how does the burning mechanic work? If you are a horde, you can raise a province. It reduces the development, and you get 20 monarch points per development that you raise of that type. You can only raise once every, I believe, 20 years, though, so it's not something you can do forever and ever. Oh, well, damn. What the hell are you doing, Novgorod? The babbling buffoon. Just sending insults left and right. Litauen has decided that Muscovy needs to die. This is excellent news for me. Provided they don't take Tver. They're not taking Tver. Are they doing this alone? They're doing this alone. I mean, there's little for me to do there. I'm just happy to see it. You could give the tribes Tarkis. It's a 1-1-2. Well, I mean, they are very nearly not happy with me at all. A 1-1-2. I mean, I know I'm pretty blind, but I'm not seeing if... Takris... Actually, maybe one of these will do. This is a 1-1-1 that I can fully core just like that. And then I give it to them, and would you look at that? The amount of land that they hold becomes just right. I had to core it anyway, it's in this. I didn't have to, but I was holding on to it for the right moment. As long as I can avoid the dominance of the tribes, and I would go through hell just to avoid it. January 72, it will fire, but March 71, I'll be free due to the tribal leaders, so as long as nothing changes right now, it looks good. Now to get in position to kill these guys. I'm actually going to leave Kazan undealt with as an appetizer for them. I want them to go there. Would work wonders for me. But these guys, they're going to die. Lithuania want access. I actually think that would hurt Lithuania more than it would help them, so I'm going to say no. And by which I mean I'm going to say... yeah, okay. It's a good early warning sign if Lithuania break that on me. Check, what provinces do you need? That's a good question. I need Tver, I need Kasimov, I need Chimjitura, and I need Kerry. Did I get that right? I hope I got that right. I've looked at this so many times. What am I missing here? Vladimir, Tver, Vladimir. Vladimir? Vladimir. Okay, I forgot about Vladimir then. Okay, so I need Vladimir on top of that. Will do. It's still going to get burned though, but everything gets burned around here. Alright, now why are you running up to Tetsuishi? Makes no real odds to me, but he must know that the noose is tightening around his neck right now. There's no crossing into there, so that's kind of good for me. I want to be in a position to grab that too, and he's raising a tiny army over there. Are we ready in the 7th? I should kill it. But I want him to be locked into going north, and that was the end of Kazan, because Timmy isn't going to help him. I don't think it's going to matter at all what I take from him. Good. War score total cost is absolutely nil, so might as well make it for... Perm is the most expensive one. We're taking Perm, hope you don't mind. There's nothing else that I need to do at peace as far as I am aware, so I'll do that. And I was forgetting to do this. I need to improve relations with you so I can drink more money from you. How are we going to do this then? You just go straight up to Perm. I'm going to want my mercs to siege up Jibbity Jow, because I can't really afford the manpower. Get some backup. Hopefully that backup has 1 pip of siege. And I want you guys to... rip and tear, really. Start with those guys. And you guys kill them. Should be quick and painless, right? To the point where we can play it on speed 3. Oh shoot, I forgot to do something here. I want to get everything I can fighting these guys. They're a width of 12. Okay, I'm already a width of 16, so make them bleed. Oh, and we do not need to pay for these whatsoever. Uzbek declared war on Timurids. That has implications. Do not call me in. I doubt he would since I'm in another war, but still, don't call me into that. I wonder who will win. And Timurids is winning against Delhi. They would give Uzbek a run for their money. That is very interesting. What's going to come of that, I wonder? That horse is going to give me problems, probably, so you should go down and deal with them once that's done. Alright, that's interesting to me. They're going to war, huh? That should be the end of you, no questions asked. Oh, good. Just leave behind a couple to take care of that, and yeah, you want to go up to Simbursk? Be my guest. Seriously, be my guest. You have a truce with Timmy from the Alliance break, don't you? He can't call you in. I do not have a truce with Timmy. That happened at the start of the war, which lasted for more than 5 years. This is a good opportunity to actually fight Timur. And if I call Chagatai into that, then Chagatai cannot protect Nagai. He doesn't look interested though. Might be due to multiple wars though. It is due to multiple wars. I don't mind calling him in for land. I could fob him off with a little province, or even give him... I'd give him a little province. I'm not a monster. Okay, can't have you wasting all your money recruiting units there. Kazan? How much dosh do you have anyway? Now we're talking. Now we are talking. It's my kind of peace deal. It's total domination. Let's not pay for unnecessary forts here. My vassal could learn a thing or two about that. Give Perm back. Why would I do such a thing? They're still part of the Muscovite greater sphere. So I'm not having any of that. Lithuania seems to be losing for some reason. I don't approve that. I don't approve that one bit. Since I actually don't have any manpower, we're unable to reinforce at any reasonable rate. So I am just going to leave those mercs there, chilling, jiving. You're all good getting back there, right? I hope that that guy is really crap, so that somebody replaces Veliki, because Veliki is pretty damn good. Ivan, rather. This is no I'm Ivan, I like you situation. So yeah, Chagatai would help you. Early victory for the Uzbeks here, but this is equal tax. I could ally Timmy and join in, but that wouldn't probably do me so good. Could also just fight Uzbek or even dissolve that alliance with him, but I have a lot of favors built up with him. I could use that potentially. Could even bring him in against Nagai, although for what reason? I need to think of a cautious way to bring on, to take on the Uzbek. But oh, once Timmy is done with Delhi, he's going to turn around with quite the number of units and give him a run for his money. Right, again, squish it together. If it's small, and if it's really small, throw it over there. I'm not disbanding them because you have reduced reinforcement rate as a horde. So let's put that to use. Hell, let's have 8 and 8. That's a nice 16 stack. Didn't figure you for a Stalin versus the Martians fan. Did I miss a stream of it, says the band wins. Well, you were probably the band wins back then, but yes, I did a stream of it. Good times, right? Learned a lot of interesting things there. I think the answer is for me to fight Timurids, so as soon as Kazan is down, we're going to stroll on in and take our own piece here. Get there as quick as we can. I don't need to worry about this land, I'm sure it's not going to revolt on us. Tribes still have a lot of influence over us. Hopefully that doesn't change too much when I annex these guys. They'll probably ask for a little bit more land, because Kennedy is part of this, but maybe their influence will go down, I'm not sure. We'll see. At least their influence is ticking upwards because it levels out when they have as much land as they desire. Can you demand some warm bodies from your tributaries? I'm always demanding warm bodies from my tributaries. Georgia, however, could give me a warm plate of ducats. That I would like a lot. Thank you very much, Georgia. I'd do the same to Theodora if they liked me, but they don't really like me very much. Well, damn, Uzbek is cleaning up here. I need Timurids to stop fighting in Delhi. Okay, where they have suddenly turned the war around in not their favor. Uzbeks